What's up, YouTube? It's Onion Bomb here on Ascent Sports, and welcome back to the Ascent Sports Show. We are down a man today. Unfortunately, Jimmy was here, but his connection is just not having it. Can't win with it. So it's just gonna be the three of us. I'm joined by Steven and Isaiah, and of course myself. And we're going to talk about the wild card games of the NFL and then pick the divisional games and just do what we do and talk about sports.
And then we're going to talk about cricket in Australia.
Yes.
Cricket?
Cricket.
Yeah.
Like the baseball game, but like it's not baseball.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about cricket.
Don't you like? Is that the one where you like? There's like a
It's like a bat.
A hammer thing that's like upside down, and then like there's like hoops. Is
Oh,
that
no,
croquet? That's croquet.
That's croquet.
Yeah.
That's the
cricket. Cricket's the
one with like they have like bats, but like the bats are flat.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
I have no idea what cricket is. That's as far as I can get.
Honestly, I'm full.
It's like kickball, I think.
I have no idea what it is.
Kickball, but what if you were saying like an underrated sport that like no one plays?
Underwater polo.
Don't they die? Because they can't breathe.
I feel like
wait.
I feel like hockey is pretty underrated. Like only the real hockey fans like it.
Curling. Curling's an underrated sport.
Oh, is that the one where is that shuffleboarding?
Isn't curling where like they throw the shit?
No, they're on an ice rink and they.
Oh, that is curling when they go like.
Yeah. It's in the Olympics.
Oh, yeah, that is shuffleboard. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, that's a super. My dad loves that sport.
Is paintball a sport?
That's a good question.
I
feel like it should be classified.
It's like a sporting event. Like, I feel like that falls in the same category as like BMX and like.
What would classify it? Like, what is the definition of like an actual sport?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Because then we're getting to esports. Like
Esports. Yeah.
I feel like if you have to question it, like if there's really any doubt that it's not a sport, then it's not a sport.
I'm gonna look up the definition of sport.
That's what I was just about to do. Isn't fishing classified as a sport? Because I was in that EDP video about is jacking off a sport. And he was like, if fishing is guess what I think jacking off is a sport.
All right, so we have.
It's too bad he's a pedophile. He's funny.
Yeah, he got caught.
Who got caught?
EDP.
This guy named EDP. He was like he's the Eagles fan.
Yeah,
bro. Oh, yeah, he got super.
He had some funny videos like I'm going in, bitch. Yeah. It's so disappointing how he.
Bro, he just came right out and admitted it. Yeah. That was crazy on that video.
Facebook?
Bro, he was trying to get a cupcake. Yo. Another real quick though, they were berating this guy for like literally an hour. Like they should have called the cops. Like that video was.
Yeah. Well, apparently the guys who did it, like there was something wrong with them too. Like they had, they had a rap sheet or something.
Yeah, they were like racist or something. They had like some history about like. I don't know. There was some, or maybe they were like the pedophiles, and it was like a.
I think one of them had some like.
Yeah, it was
like sexual assault thing or whatever.
Reverse cycle.
We're not, no 100% here. We're just going off the top.
Yeah. EDP was 100%.
EDP was 100%.
Yeah,
and there was.
We're talking about the guys who were,
yeah,
him.
There was 100% something with them that wasn't perfect, but I don't know what it was. 100%.
But anyway, so the definition of a sport, there's two of them, at least for the noun. An activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment. But this includes physical exertion and skill. There's a lot of sports that don't really have a lot of physical exertion. I shouldn't say a lot, but there's definitely a handful of them.
I think the competition aspect is like another big thing of like what makes a sport a sport.
And then a person who no, that's never mind. That's like that's called.
Oh yeah, good job, sport.
Yeah. So okay. So yeah, I think where the problem is like an activity involving physical exertion. That's where people start to. That's where some people draw the line.
Because like bowling, like
is drawing the line a sport?
Is a little like there's a little motion there.
I'm just saying, like you got to draw the line, man.
Of course, anything can be physical exertion. Yeah.
Like watching the Steelers versus Chiefs game. Hey, there we go. Because that actually wasn't a while to start, but we always start with the Steelers first.
And that's our segue to the Pittsburgh Steelers getting absolutely crushed by the Kansas City Chiefs. It started off really good, and for once in our life, life, that was a huge exaggeration. For once in the season, we started off really good because the way the season's been going is that we've been starting off really slow and finishing off really good. This was the other way around. For the first quarter and a half, we were
on defense.
On defense.
Oh,
right?
yeah, on defense.
Excuse me. On defense, we were playing really, really good. We were holding them. We were up 7-0 because of a strip sack by I forget who, and then T.J. Watt picked it up and returned it for a touchdown. I think it was Cam Hayward. Dude, guy's a legend. And and then the middle of the first quarter happened, and then they dropped 3 touchdowns on us in like 7 minutes. And then
it was pretty quick.
And then halftime came up. It was 21-7, and then the second half. I never wanted a football game to be over so quick in my life. That was so bad.
You kind of like once the Chiefs scored that first one, it was like, okay, well,
here we go.
we can't keep up clearly.
Yeah. Was there
something? Go.
Was there one game this season where we like came out and like took a lead? I don't think there was.
That's what I was saying. Like I really
we started off 7-0 against the Packers because that's where we did the Deontay shit.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That was the one game I didn't watch.
That quickly evaporated.
Yeah, it was just like the Chiefs game. But what I was gonna say was, bro, once the Chiefs were in like the 20s, they started pulling out some bullshit plays.
Yeah.
What I was seeing, that shit was really pissing me off because they were doing all types of options and shit. It was crazy. Fucking, he's like underhanding it to Kelsey while he throws TJ on the ground. It was ridiculous. But yeah, that game was over. That game was over pretty quick after like halfway into the second quarter. The offense. If you had watched the Steelers all year, it was the same thing. But honestly, like,
dude, we put up less than 50 yards in the first half.
Yeah,
less than 50 yards. We put up 42 yards exactly. In the
bro,
half.
I saw some shit and it was like Ben is thrown for like 26 times in this half, and he had like 24 yards or some shit. It was crazy.
Yeah,
this was like a new high for like how bad the offense was this year.
Yeah,
because like that it was like we couldn't move the ball at all, and of course Deontay had some drops which didn't help.
Oh yeah,
but I mean we really weren't moving the ball to begin with.
Yeah, that's all Twitter was saw. Every person I was following, pretty much that was watching the game, was pretty much saying, what is throughout the entire game, including obviously the first quarter, what is the Steelers' offense? And it's
that's why I didn't want to be on primetime. Like, bro, it was bad. Yeah, watching the games this year was a tough task. Watching the games this year was a sport. Like,
at least for the offense. I don't really like to berate the defense, but don't get me wrong, there were problems with the defense, but I think the defense played pretty good overall this season.
Yeah, they had moments where, like, when we needed a stop, we would get the stop. But a lot of the time, like in the beginning of the games, like we were just getting murked on defense, and like we haven't been able to stop the run all year. Which, I mean, whatever. We're missing Tuitt and Alualo, so hopefully, if they do come back, that'll get better. But yeah, they made big plays.
Tuitt should definitely be coming back next season. Alualo, I don't know. He'll be, I think, 35. So I don't know if he's going to retire. He has one more year on his contract, and yeah, I think he's going to be 35. So I don't know if he's going to finish that out or how good he'll be, but we'll see. But yeah, Tuitt's coming back, so that should help a lot.
Juju played as well.
And Juju played. That was really nice to see. I was surprised how quick he came back. Because I mean, when I don't know, he made it sound like he was going to be still recovering from his injury well into the off season. Mm-hmm. I think he said originally, like, what was it, like 6 months?
Something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know, like, once it happened, he pretty much was like done immediately for the season. So I mean, the fact that he came back for the playoffs was pretty cool.
He got some couple last throws from Ben.
Yeah. He had what was that? He had like 2 or 3 actual catches like in the game, like at the very beginning.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Najee, Benny, they both played.
I knew he was gonna fumble because they were mentioning how he never fumbled like 15 times.
Al
I was like,
Michaels.
it's coming.
Don't get me wrong. I love Al Michaels. He's arguably one of my favorite commentators for the NFL. But dude, yeah, he was. He must have said that. I'm not joking. I would bet money that he said that at least 12 to 15 times before Najee fumbled. Like, that's not even a joke. I'm not exaggerating.
I heard that so much. Even my dad says like, "Oh, here we go. It's gonna be jinxed." And then
Le'Veon used to never fumble too until he did. Like Le'Veon, he went like a season and a half with no fumbles, and then like he got his first, and then like he was good for like 1 or 2 a year. Very interesting stuff. But I mean, I can't really say anything, but like fumbles happen.
Yeah,
Najee played fantastic.
I was
better than like
only having one fumble in a year, and just it being in a playoff game where like we're already down bad. Like,
I wasn't mad at Najee, but like it's like, bro, like I know it's just I'm just joking, but like bro, I knew it was coming when Al Michaels is just like kept mentioning it. It's like, please, like we get it. Do you have one milk card or something? Jeez.
Yeah, it was tough.
That's probably the only good thing about our offense. That's probably why.
Najee, Najee is really good. Like I was getting really upset about the slander he was getting from Pittsburgh media, and just Pittsburgh. Or not even really. I mean, I saw Pittsburgh media slandering him, but it was a lot of Pittsburgh fans that were.
Yo, you know what? I remember I made a post game Steeler video. Mm-hmm. Right, and this was like in very like week 2 or 3 or some shit, and I said because it was early, like no one's gonna really say anything, but had Najee been a veteran, that like he would be getting blamed for like how bad the rushing game is. And I mean that I don't think he's getting blamed for how bad it is, but people are just saying like he's not making a difference, which
is not true.
I mean, is literally not. Like you have to not be watching to say that.
Yeah.
Because like when you watch, you see this guy running into 4 people and knocking 2 of them off every single time, and not fumbling up until then, and making one-handed catches, like playing like he's doing literally everything for the offense.
Absolutely, and his stats speak for himself as well. So.
But alas, people are saying Javonte Williams is the best rookie running back from this year. In Denver.
Refresh my memory. What team is he on?
The Broncos.
Him and Gordon be split.
Yeah. He has been playing good, but come on.
Well, I was because this entire season up until Najee got injured, we saw like hardly any of our backup running backs. I mean, like I'm not kidding. Like you could count on one hand how many times we saw our backup running backs before Najee got hurt, and then Benny Snell actually was doing pretty good. What game was that he had to start in?
I think he got hurt. I think Najee got hurt in the Ravens game, the last. Benny played like the second half, or for a little bit, because I think Najee came back. But yeah, Benny played for a little bit.
Yeah, and Benny was playing pretty good, and then in the playoff game, he made a couple good runs. So,
I mean, Najee, I think up until like once we started to get like that play where he fumbled, if we're being 100% honest, Najee shouldn't have been playing. Like, this dude has had fucking 400 carries already. Or not carries, but, like, just overall touches. Like, give this guy a break. Jesus. This dude's literally doing everything for us. Benny Snell has fucking 4 plays in the season. Kellen Balaj has, like, 2 plays in the season. Then there's Najee with 600. Like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, right? Anthony McFarland has literally 0. Like,
wasn't he hurt all year, though?
McFarland? He was hurt most of the year. He came back onto the roster, like, late November, early December. But... yeah, we weren't giving him any opportunity. Yeah, it was. And don't get me wrong. Like I said, I love Najee, and I think he's arguably up there for Rookie of the Year. But
yeah, I think he's 2.
Yeah. So I would have liked to see a little bit more from our backup running backs, but it is what it is. It was fine.
Yeah, I think. Because I've mentioned this before, I think we need if Snell or McFarland or whatever just can't be it, I think we need to get like a second back that can kind of split with Najee, and not split like evenly, but like Najee 20 and then backup guy 10. Like we see what the Cowboys do. They're probably not a good example since they lost.
The 1-2 punch.
Yeah, they had a great running game going. The 49ers use like 6 different people. The Broncos, they use it. Like, it's very interesting. And I remember a couple years ago when we had Le'Veon. When we had Le'Veon, we had D'Angelo Williams also. And this is also, when we had a fucking stout line. But it became effective, and it also allowed the main running back, Najee or Le'Veon, to like take some snaps off.
D'Angelo Williams, I know he was on our team for the 2015 and 16 season. Was he on our team 2017 season, the Jaguars year? I don't think he was, right?
No, I think we had Connor at that point.
Yeah, we did. He was a rookie that year.
Yeah. Because, that was a fucking class.
Yeah.
We got TJ, Connor, Juju.
Cam Sutton.
So, we were eating that draft.
Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, that's good. We like that. Hey, throw Dobbs in the competition. I don't know why no one's mentioning Dobbs.
Yeah.
Like, he's just as good as these guys, I think. I haven't seen.
Like Isaiah said, he's just too busy doing his space rocket homework.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. But, I think if Najee can get us the yards and get us the touchdowns and shit, yeah, definitely OD on him. But we've seen with running backs, once they get that first injury, it's over. And we use the one on him. We see how special he is. We see how much he does for the team. We shouldn't have to give him the ball 400 times again. Great, it was cool. Like, he spazzed, and I think he has like the most yards for like any Steelers rookie, and probably like top 5 overall in NFL shits. Like, that was great. But we got to get 10, 15 years out of Najee. We got to at least get him to a second contract, because we didn't even get that with Le'Veon or James.
Yeah. Right. Fact check me on this, but I'm pretty sure he beat his. I'm pretty sure he beat Franco Harris.
He did.
Because Harris.
And like this.
Yeah. Harris on Harris cry.
Yeah, this was a guy who Alabama, I think, played like 2 or 3 years and probably got a huge number of fucking snaps in the SEC. So, just relax, just calm down a bit. Let's look to see if we can get another backup veteran running back and split that up.
What's crazy is this was really like a new era year for Pittsburgh, because with Najee breaking a record from Franco, and Kenny Pickett broke all of Dan Marino's records in Pitt. So it's these records were really good are now broken. It's dang, kind of a historical. Even though at least for the Steelers it didn't feel like it. Pitt it did, but crazy.
So
times.
I would like to talk. Yeah, it is. That is crazy. But I would like to discuss an interesting topic of the Steelers. James Washington. James Washington had a couple really good plays in that playoff game, and I don't know, man. That really kind of, I guess, lit the flame under me. Dude, I know we're probably not going to re-sign him, and I understand why, because A, money, and B, our other
I don't think
receivers,
he wants to come back, honestly.
And C, I don't think he wants to be here. But it's just, dude,
we mishandled him.
We did mishandle him.
When he goes to another team and spazzes, we're gonna get memed up. Yeah. We look what the Steelers that's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But he's always been solid.
Yeah,
he's always been solid.
James Conner was a little different though, because we did play James Conner a lot.
Yeah,
but Washington we didn't. Yeah. I don't know. Dude, I'm upset now because those couple deep balls I've been through to him, and he was on tough coverage. Dude, that was I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He's solid, and I think depending on where he goes, he'll probably get a large opportunity to show.
Why didn't we use him more with Juju out?
Because we were just with Deontay and Chase. We were and we were really utilizing Freiermuth and for whatever reason Zach Gentry. I mean, no offense to him, but I don't know. I think we should be trying to use James more than Zach.
Yeah, I think with James, we really he's not the biggest route runner. He's kind of a down the field kind of threat. And with just how our offense went, we had 2 or 3 plays of that a game. And so but yeah, I think he's pretty good. I've always thought he was pretty good. But we just haven't used him. So I said we should have traded him, like just to get the pick. I think because he hasn't shown it, but like from what he has shown, I think a fourth, fifth,
yeah,
yeah, and that could be ours right now. We eat in those late rounds, but no, I mean he was good for depth for this year, so. But he's probably gone.
Yeah, I'd bet money on it that he's gone.
And we'll get a new one. We'll get a new James Washington, like in the 7th. Like that's the one position that we're fucking elite at.
Wide receivers, yeah.
Yeah.
So we also have to re-sign Juju and Ray.
Yeah, we definitely should.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Juju could really help Matt Canada's offense if he insists on doing this short ass shit.
Yeah. I don't know what he's gonna ask for, but as long as it's not insane, I don't see why we should let him go. Because
Juju?
Yeah, that would just cause a problem. Mm-hmm. Like if we lost Juju, Ray, and James, like then we have to get another receiver, and like we really shouldn't open up needs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ray. There's another person that got absolutely slandered by the Steelers media. Not even by fans. I mean, fans were slandering him too, but that was more the media.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like no reason.
Because he gets open quick.
What's that guy? Andrew whatever. Andrew
Filippone.
Andrew Filippone. Yeah. I know Blitzberg was hating on him. Like it was just, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why. Because we had been running this offense like much before Ray even really started playing. Like for some reason, like he got scapegoated as like a reason why we're throwing the ball 3 yards.
Yeah.
But like we were doing that before.
Yeah, I think that's a good word to use. People were definitely scapegoating him, but yeah, I mean, I don't know the stats off the top of my head, but I know he's easily top 3 in punt return and kick return yards.
Yeah, he's great at that shit.
Yeah, he's, I'll take him every day of the week and twice on Sunday over Ryan Switzer.
Pretty bad. And Ray does get open quick, like,
and he's
getting the ball.
He's a good receiver. I mean, like I said, he's not number 1 or I not even top 3, but he's good depth. Yeah. He's good depth. Dude, like I don't know, dude.
Yeah, Switzer was bad.
Yeah,
that was a tough time.
But
I don't even think he didn't ever try to return one, did he? Like.
The one time he did, he had like an open lane, and somehow he lost 2 yards. I remember seeing that.
Isn't he on the Browns now? Like their
I think he was. Yeah, he is. Speaking of Steelers wide receivers, though, they really did Deontay dirty with that tennis ball thing. Like they said,
they're going crazy.
Like they're
showing that, and then like they cut to him.
Yeah,
are you kidding me right now?
Come on, and then
dude,
that's why I understand when these players be coming on Twitter popping off like this.
Yeah,
because Deontay has 1,000 yards and like fucking 10 touchdowns. Like he's not no scrub.
Yeah,
they're talking so crazy.
Dude, that's crazy that you say that because they showed him doing that practice with the tennis balls before the game, and then they cut, and then that player 2 plays later he dropped the ball. My dad literally turns to me and goes, "Well, I guess the tennis balls didn't help him that
much." And that's why you practice catching footballs and not tennis balls. It's like Filippone said that. And everyone.
Yeah, I mean, he was dropping it. Shit's annoying.
Yeah, no, Deontay did not.
He needs to start cheating, honestly. Like, start putting that shit on your gloves. Like,
who was doing that? Who got caught with that?
A bunch of, like, in the 90s and 80s and shit. Like, they used to do that. Maybe even in the 2000s, I don't know. But, like, yeah, they used to do that all the time.
I know it definitely happened in the 2000s, yeah.
That's why the NFL started, like, cracking down on, like, all the attire shits. Because, like, I mean, you see when people, like, wear a certain kind of cleats or, like, a certain kind of gloves, like, they get fined. It's because like the NFL is like giving out the shits to use because like people are just using like these gloves willy nilly that were fucking designed to cheat and get.
No.
Or not even cheat, but like, if everyone's doing it, then whatever. But yeah, Deontay should start doing that because he needs to stop dropping the ball.
Yeah, he did not have a good game against the Chiefs. That playoff game, he had several drops. That was no bueno.
And like, what sucks is all like the drops that he has, like he's so open.
Yeah.
Like you're like already counting it before he catches it, and of course he doesn't. And then 2, like every time he drops it, like if we know he drops the ball a lot, in his head he's thinking like, fuck. Like and that's why the 1 leads to like the 2, 3 throughout the game. Like, and the same thing what I said with the fumbles, like he didn't fumble until he did. Like Deontay's hands are great until, that first drop, and then after that, just don't even throw him the ball for like at least the quarter.
Yeah, he loses his momentum. Juju also had a drop.
Yeah, he did. Juju was sick when Deontay dropped it. I don't know if you saw that.
Was he?
Because like they panned to that too. Deontay like dropped one, and like Juju was like he was like Deontay's here, Juju's here, and like Juju's up here now because like they're running routes. And so they cut to Juju, and like Juju was like jumping, and like he was like, no, like he was so sick. But yeah, not a good game for like any of the offense.
I was gonna say I don't remember Chase getting all that much action. I could be wrong though.
Chase actually he had a good catch, and then he did the shit where he runs down the field and backflips when he's trying to catch the ball. He didn't catch it. And I think Freiermuth had a couple catches too, but
Freiermuth had a couple catches. Chase. Every time Ben threw Chase a deep ball, I felt like he was trying to do the Odell 1 catch thing.
Bro, Chase is in the air.
Like, I think he's always locked back and just like bro. It's literally like the Odell 1 catch he's attempting.
I think when he was like in college, and even in the NFL sometimes, like because he's so big, he probably got a lot of flags, and so he's doing that because like at work, either he makes a sick catch, or it's pass interference, and he's just not getting the calls right now.
Yeah, I think what is he 6'4"?
Yeah, 6'4", 6'5", I don't know. But yeah, I mean, Chase is something. I can't like. It's gonna be if whoever our new quarterback is, like a lot of people's. A lot of people's like jobs are quote unquote on the line. Like Canada, like if with the new quarterback, if he's trash, then like got to get rid of Canada. If Chase is still like this with a new quarterback, then we don't got to get rid of him, but we know we can upgrade. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Deontay. Like if Deontay just keeps dropping the fucking ball, we're gonna have to think about that. Juju's free. A lot of shit. Like if we're bad for a while, then who knows what happens.
Yeah, and this offensive line, in my opinion. I know this might be a little controversial, especially amongst Steelers fans, but
among us,
I would prefer to focus on the offensive line, number 1, and the quarterback, number 2, because dude, this offensive line is so bad. Like you guys said, like I understand how just rolling with either Mason or Dwayne or Josh, like that's no bueno, like really no bueno. But this line is just. Oh my! Our tackles are terrible. Our center Kendrick, he has some work to do. Our guards are okay. Trey Turner flops sometimes. Kevin Dotson was injured for like the last 30.
Are we moving Kendrick Green to guard?
I haven't heard anything about that. I'm not
sure, but I think even Ben said we should.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I saw that.
Why did we fucking do it then?
I don't know.
If only someone could have made that happen.
Yeah.
If anyone on the team can make something happen, Ben. Yeah. But it's like, dude, yeah. And then our depth on our line is just awful too. Besides John Leglu, I don't know how you pronounce his last name. But Tomlin was praising him like crazy. And to be fair, he was playing really good. But yeah, outside of John Leglu, it's just like
I think
bad.
We know our line is awful, stinks, and we really need to get. I don't know who the free agents are, but I think we're gonna get super crazy in free agency with that because we even though once, like you said, like our guards are all right or they're solid, I guess, with Dotson and Turner. Yeah. Like we can upgrade literally all 5 positions. So like if there's like a stud guard that like for some reason like we should definitely get him and then figure it out from there.
I would swap out Turner over Dotson because A, Turner's older, and B, I've seen Turner flop more than Dotson. Dude, that Chiefs game, Turner, dude, I think it was the Chiefs game where, who was it? Like
someone just came in free.
Yeah. And Turner was literally just like this the entire time. Blocking no one. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
what's up?
Oh, but I think getting like, because we're not gonna just be able to fix all 5 off the rip and get studs. So I think that's where like getting a quarterback who, once again, Ben could not move, like especially for seeing how Ben looked before, how he used to play. Like this, Ben was like the most immobile quarterback I think this year's Ben that there's ever been. Like we couldn't do shit, and so like a more mobile quarterback, probably depending on who he is, probably takes away 2 or 3 of those sacks just because of the fact that they can actually escape. So getting a younger quarterback kind of helps by default, but of course we do need to get better offensive linemen too. That definitely needs to happen because like we can't run the ball with them either. That's a big problem too.
Mm-hmm.
Our tackles definitely need to be upgraded. I know Chuck's his contract's up, and I don't think we'll be resigning him. And honestly, no offense, Chuck's, I have no problem with that. Zach Banner, he's been injured the last 2 seasons, so I hope
either sign him to like a lifetime deal worth like $100K every year, or get rid of him. Because like what's going on? Yeah, because like what are we doing right now?
Yeah, he's been absent for the last 2 seasons pretty much. And then the other tackle, Dan Moore, it's like he's got a lot of work.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm done with it. I mean, it's only his first year. He could be better, bro.
And then his backup, Joe Haig, dude, he needs to just leave the NFL. Like,
that was tough.
We gotta get someone else,
especially with like the edge rushers that there are in the NFL now. Like this is because I'm at like put it in reverse. The people that Dan Moore and Haig are guarding is nigga TJ Watt. Like imagine we played that, and bro, practice must be so lit because like he is facing the worst of the worst. Like because like bro, Villanueva like was starting over them, like, and he's not the best. So Jesus, like those are the people that they have to guard. Of course, there's not a TJ Watt, but there's a bunch of good edge rushers like the Myles Garrett's and shit.
Dan Moore is starting over Joe Haig, like, bro.
That's like literally heads or tails.
And then, Kendrick was injured the last couple of games of the season. J.C. Hassenauer had to play for him.
I didn't even know he was playing that one game because he fucked up the snap, just like Kendrick.
Yeah. Because you texted the group chat, you're like, yo, Kendrick fucked the snap up, and I was like, nah, that's J.C.
Both be doing that shit.
Good, yeah.
So, yeah, no, our offensive line, all positions could use an upgrade, but especially by far our tackles. I mean, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Not the best. But overall, I guess for the Steelers, we'll talk about it more in the offseason because it's going to be a crazy offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, and our the hero. What's the phrase? The hero we need but don't deserve. BJ Finney was injured most of the season too. So.
Bro, are you sure he wasn't playing? I swear I saw him.
I mean, he was injured at least half the season.
Bro, we had a bunch of BJ Finneys. I saw BJ Finney like 8 times out there. Literally every play, Ben's like, or no, what he does? He says, Ben says Blue 80. Blue 80. What's up? Oh, it's okay. I'm all right. Hey, when he's running to you, you gotta put your hands up, man. Please. Yeah, no problem, man. You're okay.
Ben just calls them all BJ.
Yeah.
Everyone's BJ.
Tom was like, Ben, how you doing? Oh, I'm on the ground again.
Yo, speaking of that, do you guys remember when Ben came off onto the sideline and was just ripping Tomlin? That kind of like I forget what game it is. It's somewhere on my Twitter feed, but like. I mean, he wasn't like ripping him, but like
it was the season.
Yeah, he was, but like he came off the sideline. I think. Wait, was it the what game?
Was it Minnesota?
I think it was Minnesota. Yeah. I think it was Minnesota where he was having a good game, but the line was just they were failing him like miserably.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it's every game, but this game was extra special, and he came off the sideline, and I'm pretty sure he was pretty much telling Tomlin to like get your shit together with this line or something. Like, it was, he was pissed. He was
Tom was like, Ben, we told you this is what we're coming back to. It was bad last year. Like, we sucked last year.
Yeah, right. But like, yeah, as like Ben was passing Tom, and he was just like he was chewing his ear.
Yeah, I can't believe Ben. Like, if I was Ben, I would have went out when we were 1-3. I'd have been like, all right, I'm good. These guys, they don't want to play.
Yeah. Yeah, he saw that. I mean, he saw this offensive line. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm retiring." That's it.
Yeah, I can't take this anymore. I saw something. They were like, because Ben hasn't like officially retired.
No, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So like, I guess he's like not, because like there's something that we can do with the cap, and like it'll cost less against us if he retires at a certain point. But like, I mean, he could be like, I'm not done yet.
Imagine he comes back 40 years old.
He will come back. I don't think the Steelers. I don't think the Steelers. I think Tom. Tom would be like that. We got to talk. Under no circumstance can you play.
Yeah. Nah, it's over. It's over. But I mean, and yeah, speaking and to wrap the Steelers conversation up, I think it's appropriate to talk about Ben. That's it. He's gone. That was an end of an era.
Yeah. This is going to be the first time the Steelers need a quarterback since, I think, Rich Eisen said the NFL Network began.
Yeah. 18 seasons is a long time, man. Mm-hmm. You know, I think it's fair to say that I've been an extraordinary Ben fan, and, you know, it's very sad. It's honestly, if I'm being honest, I've been low-key in denial about it. Like, that's why I haven't really been like tweeting like crazy about it or anything. Like, I'm just like I'm like in the back of my head somewhere, I'm like, oh, he'll be back next year, but like he's not. He's done, and it's like, you know, I'm gonna miss him. Like, like Ben, I've stood up for you when you didn't need standing up for. You know, like, so, you know, it's just. Yeah, I'm sad. It may not seem like it, and like I said, it's probably because of like the whole denial thing. But like, you know, I think eventually it'll dawn on me. I think it'll really dawn on me when like he gives his official retirement statement.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I'll put out a tweet, a Twitter long, whatever they call it.
A tweet long.
A statement.
Yeah, a statement. Yeah, I'll put out a statement. Yeah. Because he's easily my favorite athlete of all time. I make no bones about that. So, you know, it was a good era. It was a good era, and I'm gonna miss it. I think you two will as well, and I think every Steelers fan will. So,
thank you, Ben.
Lots of thank you, Ben signs.
Not gonna lie, I'm not gonna miss this last couple years, but you know, we're chilling. That's what made it easier for me, because like I separate the Ben like from this year and last year, and you know the other ones, but it honestly, like, one, you know, because of age, two, because you know just of how he is with his weight, 3 injuries, and then 4, like that last what was it in 20 when Mason and Duck played, like I don't know how good he was going to be that season, but I feel like he was still solid the year before.
Oh yeah, the 2018 season, yeah.
2018, we kind of got like robbed, like his, I think, last good season, because then once he came back, it was short passes, whole game.
2020 season is when he came back. It was the 2019 season he got injured. Yeah, we were. It's so unfortunate.
So yeah, like prior to that though, like from like 2013 maybe, even maybe before then, but like from like 2013 up, like Ben was putting up insane numbers.
Crazy.
He was going off.
And nonetheless, I think I don't even know if he came back really to obviously, okay, let me, I was going to phrase that bad. Obviously he came back to try and win a Super Bowl. Like, you wouldn't come back to not win a Super Bowl. But I think the major reason he came back was to prove to himself that he could really overcome that crazy injury, that would end most people's careers, like an athlete's career. Like, I mean, you and I talked about this, Isaiah. You know, in baseball, like that injury that he sustained in his that injury he sustained in his elbow, that ruins baseball players' careers like all the time. And at his age, when he got that injury at 37, for him to come back, I feel like that's actually like super underrated. Like he came back from that injury. Like that's, you know, and like I said, I know
come back from worse.
He came back, and he wasn't the Ben that we knew, but I don't know. I feel like it goes under the radar, and that's extremely impressive. You know, at his age. So I
just wish shit didn't like blow up at the end. Like I wish shit didn't like blow up at the end because like now with not even just Ben, but like just with like the AB and like Le'Veon shit, like it was like over instantly, and we didn't know it at the time. But like once at the end of the season where like we needed the Browns to win to make the playoffs, and like AB didn't show up to the last game.
That was the 2018 season.
Yeah, like right then to now was like, you know, the fall of the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Called it. Still made the playoffs, so holy shit.
Yeah, somehow.
Speaking of the playoffs, we probably should talk about some of the other games. We were on the Steelers for a while.
This is kind of a Steelers show.
We got our Steelers rant out of the way.
What was the first game? It was it Bengals and Raiders?
Bengals and Raiders. Yeah, the Bengals are moving on in the postseason. We are in a world where the Bengals have won a playoff game. They haven't won a playoff game.
Steven. The Bengals cannot. Oh, cool. We'll get to them. You can have that. You got them. You were right. But the Bengals, they cannot be frauds today. They can't be. They've exceeded expectations, and they won a whole playoff game. We haven't done that in like 20 years.
A win is a win, though. A win is a win, though. A win is a win.
They've exceeded expectations. They cannot be frauds for this year. That's my only point. Because you can't be like, oh, if they don't win the Super Bowl, then they're frauds. Like, you can't do that. Not to the Bengals.
Okay.
This is above. This is above everybody's expectations at this point.
You know what? I will concede to that.
This is getting out of hand.
They have exceeded expectations. However, I am willing to bet money on it that they lose this game. There's my spoiler for the.
What do they got? The Titans.
There's my one spoiler for the prediction video. The Bengals are losing to the Titans.
But yeah, I mean, as far as that game, the Bengals got it going early, and Carr was looking a little shaky.
It was his first playoff game.
Yeah, it's Joe Burrow's too.
Joe Burrow's first playoff game. Yeah.
He's gonna go crazy.
200 yards.
Did you guys see what was her name? There's a famous porn star took a video of him playing the game, and she was like, "Joey, I'm gonna add you to my roster."
Oh yeah.
Well, Joe Burrow's just out. So does what's his name? Him and Jamar Chase, like they're going insane right now.
Yeah.
Like everything they're throwing at Chase, like he's still getting open, he's still catching it. It's tough. Got to be tough trying to defend that, but the Bengals, they have won the playoff game. We'll see what happens. But
as much as I hate to say this, I don't know. All I'm saying is Jamar Chase put up 100 yards, and Deontay became Dropson in our playoff game.
Jamar is better. Jamar is better than Deontay. I think I tried to defend it.
I got a little heat for it, so I just wanted to revisit that.
Jamar is better than Deontay.
Although Jamar do be dropping it too. He has his drops, but he makes up for it.
Apparently, like just in the offseason, he couldn't catch an NFL ball. He was like saying how it's bigger.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah. But Bengals win a playoff game. Like last time they won, texting was not a thing, so they can finally text about a playoff win.
1990, man. They won their last playoff game in 1990.
The Lions now have the biggest drought.
When was the last time they won a playoff game?
I think it's been like 20-some years. I didn't see, but
the 90s, man. We're going back.
For the Raiders, like it was cool that they were here. Mike Hilton was making some big plays in that game. Like Mike Hilton was like,
why did we let him walk?
he was like the best defender in the game. Like he had the most impact. It was crazy. Like he completely shut Renfro down. And like Renfro was playing really good throughout the whole year. Waller looked okay, but yeah, the Raiders, they were just, it's like kind of like us. Like they didn't get blown out, but it was the wheels had fallen off. Like they were playing on borrowed time. And the Bengals, I think much like the Titans game, the Bengals like get started early. Like they don't do this like 3 and out shit. Like they're getting it, they're scoring it, and it's on you. And maybe in this Titans game they won't be on that, but I think if they are, it's going to be pretty tough for the Titans to Derrick Henry their way out of that.
He's back, right?
Yeah.
See how Derrick Henry performs.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy that they're the number 1 seed, man.
Yeah.
Because like if they weren't, they would have been lost. Like I hate the AFC South.
It's your favorite division, don't
lie. Let's see what was the next one.
Bills and Patriots. Bills demolished the Patriots. 47-17. Bill Belichick's largest playoff loss.
Dave Portnoy, I'm sorry.
Josh Allen was going crazy. They stink. Out of that, I really like. What's crazy is like I was watching that game and I don't really know like what the Patriots did wrong besides like just getting smoked. Like it was just like over as soon as it started. Like I can't say I certainly didn't finish it, but I can't really remember Mac Jones just playing awful. Can't remember them like not being able to run it. Like I can't remember any of that. All I can remember is like the Bills just kept scoring.
Yeah.
Well, Mac Jones does have 2 picks, and their highest rusher was Damian Harris with only 30 yards.
Yeah, see. And New England was like really big on running the ball.
And with
take that away.
Bills, Devin Singletary's actually becoming a bit nice now.
Yeah.
He's got 2 touchdowns, and then Josh Allen with 5 touchdowns and no picks.
Yeah.
300 yards.
Him and Mahomes had a fucking game.
Yeah. And now they play each other, so.
Yeah, that should be pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean Josh Allen, like he's running the ball too. Like it's crazy. Wish we had him. We should trade for Josh Allen. What do you think it would take?
3 first rounds. Minimum.
Take it. Actually, no. If we're doing that, let's just get Mahomes. But
that's going to cost about 6 first rounds.
Maybe TJ Watt too.
Maybe TJ Watt in there as well. Yeah.
We get by with Alex Highsmith.
Alex.
But they got to give us Ingram back.
They got to give what?
They got to give us Ingram back. So 6 first rounders and Alex Highsmith for Melvin Ingram and Patrick Mahomes. Who says no?
Patrick Mahomes and Melvin Ingram. Just
I
throw in Melvin Ingram to spice up the trade.
Yeah.
That's what I forget about him a lot. Melvin Ingram. He was early on our team. He's a good outside linebacker.
Yeah, he gave us a good 4 weeks.
Yeah, and then he was just like, I don't want to be here.
I think it's because we kept like Highsmith was getting a lot of snaps, and so he was like, "Fuck this."
And we were playing him in a weird like dual position. We were playing him on the edge too, and like you know like that or something. We kept moving him around.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, Isaiah. He's too still. He froze.
There's no way he's frozen.
No.
I think.
Nah, he's frozen.
He actually frozen?
Yeah, he's way too still.
Yeah.
Like that's a picture, pretty much.
Yeah. That's impressive. If he's not.
If he moves, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
If he like just moves. Nah, he snapped. Yeah, he's the.
Dude, I was like, wait, that's really impressive. If he's not.
It's impressive. Oh, his PC ran out of problems, or ran into problems. I said that wrong.
And we are back to the podcast.
We were at
Patriots.
The Bills
we were talking about.
Yeah.
And then after that came us, I think.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. the Patriots.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh no! After that, it was different. It was
No, those were set. Yeah, it's Eagles and Buccaneers, which
But
nothing to say about that.
yeah,
I mean,
closer than I assumed, but still Bucks won with handily 31-15.
And honestly, just to throw in one more side note about that Patriots Bills game, I tweeted about this too. I think anyone, like, no matter what you think of the Bills, and honestly, I low-key like the Bills. I don't know. I like a really passionate fan base as long as they're not toxic. But I don't know. I feel like any genuine NFL fan, other than Patriots fans, obviously, are pretty happy that the Patriots are no longer the kings of the AFC East because, it's been like that for the last 20 years. So.
People like change. That typically doesn't happen because when a good team is a good team, they stay. That's why, Chiefs are going to have some haters now. But
yeah, so I don't know. It's an end of an era for sure. That was definitely the nail in the coffin for the end of the era for the Patriots, right?
I will say this. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about how, well, clearly it's now Brady's better than Belichick since he's still going and winning Super Bowls and Bill is now, struggling. But I think that's very similar to the Ben and AB conversation. It can be true that two people can be two great talents in their own way, and then they come together and make an even greater power. I've never watched Dragon Ball, but it's I've seen the two people go like this and they make a creation. They combined and it becomes crazy. Ben to AB was a crazy connection because AB and Ben were both generational talents. Bill and Brady were a dynasty because they're both generational talents. Bill Belichick, he did get smoked, but he wasn't facing. Sean McDermott's a good coach. We saw Mike Tomlin get smoked. Sean Payne, Pete Carroll weren't even in the postseason this year. And then good coaches don't have to be perfect, and I think this is kind of sparking the whole fire Tomlin crowd. We look at what happened with Bill Belichick. I don't know.
I'm not on this train of was Bill Belichick a fraud? Absolutely not. Are you crazy? Dude, he was a huge part of that equation in that dynasty. A huge part. I mean, sure, I'm not going to argue with someone saying that, okay, Brady had more weight than Belichick. At this point, if you want to argue that, I'm not going to argue you. But to sit here and say that Belichick was a small part of that equation, no way. Come on, man.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not it.
His record speaks for himself, or speaks for itself.
I mean, when you look at their situation, they did, rattle off a bunch of wins this year. I think they got 10 wins, and honestly, their defense really didn't look that great against the Bills, but their defense was pretty good. But when you look at their offense, you got a rookie quarterback, you got a couple running backs that aren't the best. Damian Harris is pretty good, but it's not like they're looked at as top tier running backs. And then you look at their receivers. Jacoby Myers just kind of broke out this year. They're still running with N'Keal Harry.
How's he doing?
Bad, probably. I don't know. It didn't work out. Right? Yeah, it didn't. I think Bill Belichick loses a point just for that. But and then the tight ends, they had Hunter Henry and somebody else. I forget. Is it Jono Smith? Something like that. They got two tight ends. And
Jono Smith. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not like they were this high power team. So the fact that they got there, I think they maybe even overachieved for this year. But I mean, they'll be back. And once again, Tom Brady, granted there's a bunch of people hurt and whatnot, but he did go to a made team, that was already ready to compete, whereas Bill is kind of rebuilding.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was laughing there because I wanted to look up the receivers taken after N'Keal Harry because I know there's a lot of them. Yeah, and that was the first thing that popped up in the thing, wide receivers taken after N'Keal Harry. Let's see. Oh, yeah, big one who's I think we'll get to when we get to his game, but Deebo Samuel, he's nice
he's
now.
Different.
AJ Brown, Mecole Hardman, DK Metcalf, Deontay Johnson, Terry McLaurin. Wow, this is a class. Hunter Renfrow, Darius Slayton.
Yeah, funny about that. I think the Eagles took somebody else too who wasn't.
Oh, Jalen Reagor, yeah.
No, they took Reagor right before Justin Jefferson.
Oh yeah,
They took something Whiteside.
Oh
it's
yeah,
like one of those hyphen names.
JJ Arcega-Whiteside, something like that. Yeah.
Weak Eagle slander, real quick.
What happened with Justin Jefferson? Isn't he on the Vikings now, or am I thinking of someone else?
Nah, he's on the Vikings, but he's very, 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 very good.
Yeah,
and they took Jalen Reagor like right before Justin Jefferson. Like he's a wide receiver and everything.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I was like half listening. It was my fault, but yeah, I was like, yeah, Justin Jefferson's really good, and like they took Reagor over him. That's
Yeah, N'Keal Harry's in like the same boat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean they did their best. Whatever, they got smoked good. Fuck the Patriots.
Yeah, they had their 20 years. It's all right. They'll be all right.
My Patriots hate personally is starting a little bit to subside as they become like the rest of us, just a normal team. But I definitely do not want them to be like a high power anymore, and that there's always going to be that little bit of hatred from the history of Brady just
clapping
them cheeks. Prank 'em, John. Oh.
That's insane.
Okay, speaking of N'Keal Harry, speaking of Deebo Samuel, a little upset in the playoffs here. We have the 49ers upsetting the Cowboys.
Let's go. Get your shit out, because I'm going to cook them too. Because this...
Listen, I'm going to keep it short, because I did my talking all season. Every single fucking week. What did I say? Frauds. Frauds. The word. And every week. Oh, look at the record, Steven. You got Jimmy. You know, number
I think
2,
Jimmy had them in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Jimmy had them in the Super Bowl. That's over.
Steven, number 1 in power rankings. How can you have him number 8? What are you doing? 10-3? Come on, man.
You know, I'm tired of being wrong like this. Like, teams that are supposed to be good flopping, and somehow this clown is right because he's like saying, "Oh, they're frauds. They're frauds."
Because I know greatness when I see it, and I know a fraud when I see it. And the Cowboys have been frauds for 20 fucking years. They've won 2 playoff games or 3 playoff games in 25 years. Give me a break.
I think Dak has them all. Just throwing that out there.
I mean, on the other side of that, though, to be fair,
just to wrap it up, the Cowboys. I've been saying it all season, every single week. Not every single week, because some weeks I bit my tongue. I was okay with that because I knew what was going to happen. I was waiting for it. They got smoked by the 49ers, the 7th seed. And
okay, though.
I wouldn't say smoked, but yeah, they lost.
They did. They got smoked and then like made it close at the end. It's kind of like a bunch of our games.
Yeah,
you're
right.
But...
Exactly. It was like a Steelers game. So, but end of the day, I've been saying this all season. Cowboys, you fucking suck. I'm sorry. You're frauds. You are the poster boy for frauds of the NFL. There, I got it out. Because, like I said, I did my talking all season. I knew this was going to happen.
On the other side of that, because I was somewhat on this Cowboys hype. I didn't have them going to the Super Bowl like Jimmy, but I did have them in the NFC Championship.
Number 1 in power rankings like several times.
Yeah, I never.
I think I only had them getting this one. I think I was like a little down to earth with the Cow. I think I only had them winning the 49ers game, but
just to make, on the other side of this, I was the highest on the 49ers preseason. And y'all were like, maybe Jimmy wasn't, but
yeah, no, I've been downplaying the 49ers, but like, you know, I don't know. I've as you well know, I've never bought into the Cowboys.
I think the.
So I'll let you. I was just gonna say, so I'll let you cook them now, Isaiah.
Okay. Well, real quick, I think I think the 49ers, just getting this out of the way, I think the 49ers were kind of I don't want to put this, kind of a sleeping giant, if you will, because like they're a couple Jimmy Garoppolo plays
San
away
Francisco Giants
from being like a really good team. But I mean, we saw with Debo going in all year, Kittle coming back to life, making anybody run the ball very efficiently, good defense. Like, they're a solid team. But the Cowboys can't lose that game, man. And Mike McCarthy, he's got to go. You got to get rid of him.
Dak's a whiny little bitch in the Sorry.
You don't get rid of Dak, but
no, you don't get
Dak's
rid of
on the
Dak,
hot seat.
He was a whiny bitch in that post game conference.
Oh yeah, he was complaining. Although I understand the ref shit. I mean, you shouldn't encourage fans.
No, they suck.
I'm just saying I understand why he was like, yeah, good. Just in the heat of the moment, but of course, don't throw the trash. But yeah, I mean, Dak did not play good.
He was encouraging throwing trash at the referees. Like, what are we doing? You're the leader of this team.
Did you see that one guy swat a bottle with his helmet? Like,
yeah, it was who was that? I forget who it was, but yeah, it was a Cowboy.
Yeah.
Because the fans were not fucking around.
Nah, I'm not having this, man.
Bad fans too. You shouldn't do that either on the fans' part. Like, but I mean, after that performance by the Cowboys, maybe I understand, but. Yeah, so I think McCarthy, you got to get rid of him. I also think you got to get rid of Zeke. I think Zeke is done. Like, I don't know. Even if he's good in the beginning of the season, he can never. Once they get to the postseason, it seems like it's always Dak having to fucking battle his way back because Zeke is nowhere to be found. CeeDee Lamb gets one target, he doesn't get anything. I just don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Their defense they don't get any turnovers, and they were a very turnover-heavy defense. And so, like, when they're not getting turnovers, it kind of got exposed. And yeah, they're just cursed, man. Like, this is the best team that they've had in a while. This is literally just on paper, I would say, a top 3 to 4 team in the entire NFL. And you lose in the wild card round. That just can't happen. And they've gone through this before. Like the last time they made the playoffs and the time before that, like it's just a tough time, man. And yeah, I don't think I'll ever be high on the Cowboys again. And I wasn't that high on them, but I expected them to win a playoff game, which I didn't think was so out of the realm. Once again, that's where the fraud definition, like with Steven, when he says that shit, that's why I get a bit hesitant on it, because it's like I don't expect them to win the Super Bowl. So I don't know, but that's a different point. But yeah, they're cursed, and I don't know what they're going to do. I think once Jerry Jones dies, like I think maybe then things will change. But I mean, there's nothing that we can do. He's not going to sell the team. He's not going to step down. So I mean, I think he's cursing the team. But I actually did like his comments though, Jerry Jones, at the end of the game, because Jerry Jones wasn't even trying to hear that referee shit. He was like, we shouldn't have been in that position anyway.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of people cooking the play call by Mike McCarthy. But honestly, if that ref just hurries the fuck up and Dak maybe gets down, a couple seconds earlier, they have a better shot at the Hail Mary. Like it kind of worked. But of course we saw what happened. Dak puts the ball down instead of giving it to the referee. The referee humps Dak, and then, the time runs out. And that's how the season ran out for the Cowboys. And I'm sure the fans are even more they're even more hurt because they're the ones who actually like talk the shit and whatnot. So like I'm sure they're even more.
They were smashing their TVs. But no, I agree. Jerry Jones had good comments afterwards. They shouldn't have been in that position to begin with. They were, you can't blame
too talented of a team.
You can't blame it on one play in the entire game when, like I said, you were getting smoked for most of the game.
Yeah, they just came out flat, and honestly, kind of reminds me a bit of the Steelers with just coming out flat, because it seems like they always come out flat in big games. And yeah, this time they didn't get the chance to battle back. But yeah, I think you got to get rid of McCarthy. I think Zeke is done. I don't mean done as in like he's washed up or anything. I think obviously he's not where he used to be, but I still think he can play. But I just think just his presence is just holding him back. Like, if they can get a different running back with fresh knees and one who can actually make it through a whole season and in the playoffs still be, running like they were in week 1 and 2, I think then they have, more of more of a balanced attack. But it seems like every time they get to a round now, it's Dak having to fucking carry the load. And also, I mean, the defense getting some more stops and keeping the Cowboys in would have been nice as well. But yeah, just overall, just terrible game for the Cowboys.
Is Zeke under contract?
Yeah, he's under a big contract.
You really think they should get rid of him?
Yeah. Well, I don't think like I think they can keep him and do the same thing that they did this year, even, or like be a little worse. Because I think this year like was an anomaly year. Just record wise, they weren't a top team, but just in terms of overall talent of the team, like I don't like next year, who knows who's gonna retire, who's gonna leave in free agency, what's gonna happen, who's gonna regress. Trayvon Diggs is not gonna play this good next year that he did this year, and he didn't even really play that good apparently. So yeah, I think they can keep Zeke and do just as good. But I think getting rid of Zeke, getting some of that cap off your space, getting a younger running, because we saw Tony Pollard have huge success with this offensive line. Not saying he should be the default starter or whatever, but I don't think someone's got to pay for this. Like that's my point. Like someone's got to pay, and you can't keep getting rid of the coach, even though you should get rid of this coach too. Someone has to be the downfall.
You're not a Mike McCarthy fan.
No, because of, like they've had time management issues this whole season, and
this is only his second season, right?
Yeah, but once it comes down to someone has to be responsible for losing this game, and the Cowboys, because they've been like somewhat contending for like the past 5 years, even though it's like a fake contending because they're the Cowboys. Like Mike McCarthy is kind of lumped into the Jason Garrett reign over this team because Jason Garrett obviously was there with Dak and Zeke and Amari Cooper, so like it's kind of like the same thing. And I actually don't think Mike McCarthy is going to get fired, but I don't know. I just don't.
Believe it or not,
I just don't really like him.
Believe it or not, I'm actually the opposite. I like Mike McCarthy. He has his issues, but I think they should keep him.
It was funny in the beginning of the season when there was big talks about us getting Aaron Rodgers. I thought if Mike McCarthy didn't work out, he could be our offensive coordinator with Rodgers because that was his head coach. I thought that would work out pretty good. Plus, Mike McCarthy is a Pittsburgh guy, as it was highlighted in Hard Knocks. He when he was rooting against, he said something like his family was rooting against him in the Super Bowl when they went against the Steelers. So maybe there's some more passion to do good there, playing for your home team. But that was always just a hypothetical, as always, just us getting Aaron Rodgers. But I feel like that might be something if Matt Canada and Mike McCarthy both don't work out in their respective roles. I feel like that's something to monitor, maybe.
I feel like if they do end up getting rid of McCarthy, that's going to be a huge job for someone to get.
Yeah.
Besides the looming factor of them being the Cowboys, you're coming in with. I don't know how to judge Dak. I would say he's a better quarterback. You can get much worse than Dak. So you're coming in with a better quarterback. You're coming in with CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper. You're coming in with a decent offensive line, great defensive players. Then that's what I mean. I'm listening to all this shit and they lost. Someone has to be to blame.
Yeah.
Someone has to pay. And Zeke is a huge chunk of their cap for not being Zeke. So
I was gonna say, did he even do that good this season?
He did good in the beginning of the year, but he ended he got hurt. But in the beginning of the year, and once again, this was him and Tony Pollard, them splitting. Mm-hmm. It allowed for Zeke to kind of get a break and whatnot and catch his breath and be able to chill out for a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember seeing Tony Pollard play a lot.
Cause in Zeke's first year we played them, and that Zeke that was playing us in that game is completely different than the Zeke that's playing right now.
Yeah.
It's completely different, and it's unfortunate that that's how it is with running backs, and it's unfortunate he's not where he was, but I just think that's really the only expendable piece that would make have an impact over everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it would make them worse. Maybe because I'm sure they love Zeke. I'm sure he's cool for the locker room and whatnot. but I don't know. They got to do something like that. Just can't. That can't happen.
Yeah. I do. This is even like worse than the Browns, I'd say, because I think this is one of the best rosters in the NFL, like all around. Weird by say his webcam, but that's so about this running back thing. What do you think? Do you think they promote Pollard, or do they look to draft Kenneth Murray or Kenneth Walker? Sorry,
that is a Cowboys pick, right? Because they really don't need that's such a Cowboys pick. I'm just saying because they could just keep Zeke and do all right, but I don't know.
They could even get Kareem Hunt, maybe give him a starting role.
Yeah, they could do something.
Oh, is Kareem not coming back to the Browns? You don't think?
I mean, I think he's like a isn't he a free agent? And with Dearness Johnson kind of like looking like he can be like a solid running back.
Will just let him go.
I think the Browns let him go because Kareem, I think, knows like he is a starting value, and like now that people over the fact that he kicked a woman, I think he'll get a starting job. If
not, he'll probably fall back into like the same thing.
Yeah.
Because the problem is now Cleveland is like looking. Cleveland just does like if they just don't want to pay him.
Yeah, I think he'll want
when they
like,
can
at least
turn
some
it
money. I mean,
kick the shit out of him.
It's not wrong. No one's talked about that. And it was like, yo, Kareem's so good.
That's what happens, man. You serve your time.
Yeah.
He got kicked off the cheat, bro. If he would have just saved that kick for like.
He got kicked off the cheat.
Bro, if he would have just saved that kick, bro. Because they got a chip, and bro, they were so like. Imagine them having him too.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. Yeah, he kicked the
What's
shit out of him.
hilarious about that is he kicked her in Cleveland. Like that happened in a Cleveland hotel.
Dude, the universe is so weird.
Yeah.
Oh man. Fuck. We were on the Cowboys game, but yeah, overall, just terrible. Terrible for the Cowboys fans. But you guys shouldn't have been talking shit, I guess. Maybe next year.
Nope.
This is all you.
You know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen.
They gotta win a playoff game sometime.
Nope. Not for. You know what, Isaiah? I'll tell you when they'll win the playoff game. I'll let you know when the time is right.
That was the Nickelodeon game. Did Deebo Samuel win the thing?
I think Nick Bosa did. I saw him getting slimed.
I was gonna say because
did you guys see Did you guys see Dak just like frozen in that position for a long time?
Yeah, he was sick.
Yeah, but I don't care though. Lots of respect lost for Dak via that press conference after the game. Not a good look.
It's not making $75 million. I don't give a fuck either.
Oh wait.
Bum ass refs. Fucking hurry up.
You're
Not because what's funny is Dak thought originally that the fans were like throwing it at the players, and so he was like, "Oh yeah, fan, like you can't do that. You know, we work all week to provide you guys with entertainment. Like we give our all for this game, and for you guys to throw trash on us, then like, you just shouldn't do that. It's very disrespectful." And then and the interviewer was like, "I think they were throwing it at the refs," and Dak was like, "Oh okay, yeah, good." And then the reporter was like, "Wait, good?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's just bad. Like you can't do that."
Yeah, see, that was
tough time for Dak. But once again, yeah, dude was making mad money.
So
I wouldn't be fuck either. I say what I want to.
Yeah, I mean, like to be fair, like after a big emotional loss, like you.
No,
I
understand.
When you interview people, like I don't know, I feel like we should like give these players a break sometime. I get the media; it's all interesting, and like it's probably never gonna change. And like even as like a video student myself, learning about like media and stuff, and like interviews and whatnot. But like, we gotta have some like morality here. I think.
I think just the action of like talking immediately after like after games and shit like that. Of course, some people are better at it than others. But like just talking, like what do you expect him to say? I mean, it's cool. And once again, and this was just a one-time incident. Like Dak, I'm sure has been a great leader, a great guy for Dallas. But some people handle losses better than others, and that's just a human nature thing.
Yeah, well, that part's true, but I would actually tend to disagree. I think it's part of the job.
It definitely is part of the job.
And you got to handle the media. I do understand that. Right after losing a game, emotions are high, tensions are high. Like I get that. Like I'm not naive, but once again, that comes with the job. Like you got to handle it.
I think
I feel like it shouldn't have
to get some pissed off players.
Yeah, I don't know.
Part of it too.
It's just me though. But I actually looked it up. It was not Nick Bosa who won the MVP. Very fitting. It was the person I predicted. I sent something in the chat. It was Dak Prescott who was the MVP.
He won the MVP?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, he probably did all right, but yeah.
It's just a bunch of. I think it's like a fan voted thing, and the memers get a hold of it. That's why Mitch Trubisky won when the Bears lost.
Memers.
Oh, speaking of that, this is just, I guess, an overall point of the playoffs. Because this has been a question. Do you think the NFL should go back to the playoffs before, or do you think that they should keep the 7th seed? I think this year it was just bad luck of the draw for the 7 seeds, because you had us with the Chiefs and the Eagles with the Bucks. But last year's it was the chart. No, it wasn't the chart. It was the Colts and somebody else. In that game, it was the Colts and Bills, and the Colts were a 7th seed, and the Bills. That one was a pretty good game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The what's it called? The Colts actually almost won that, I think.
I mean, I'm speaking, I guess, kind of biasly because Brenden. Speaking kind of biasly because we made it. I mean, I'm for it either way. Like I like the 7th seed, but if they do want to go back, cool. I'm used to that as well. I'm not really.
Yeah, as of right now, I'm pretty indifferent about it. It doesn't really like. It's cool that more teams can make it and have, there's a higher chance for teams to make the playoffs. But at the same time, I guess there's also a part of me that's saying like, I don't know, a tighter and tougher competition makes it better. But I guess overall, I'm pretty indifferent about it. It is the only thing that really bugs me is that there's only one bye week, there's only one team that gets a bye week. That's a little weird. I don't know how I feel about that, because then it messes with teams benching. So, and I guess it's more or less just me being used to the old format. But I mean, like I said, I'm indifferent. If they go back, I could care less. If they keep it, I could care less.
Yeah. And there's not a chance they go back.
Yeah.
They're making so much money.
There's pros and cons to it, but yeah, money's a huge factor as well.
What else? What other games?
Next game was Steelers and Chiefs, so we already went to that. And then the final game, Cardinals and Rams. Cardinals, the last check mark to becoming the 2020 Pittsburgh Steelers. They lose in the
I was kind of on that train early. But of course, they lost DeAndre Hopkins, so that doesn't help. But I don't know, I didn't think they get fucking smoked like that. But they caught the Rams, who are a much better team, as we saw, and are
going for it. Like they lost Robert Woods, they got Odell. Like it's like we're not missing a step here.
Oh, and Odell, Odell's having a little comeback party. Which, and what's crazy is bro, all you have to do is get him. Like they couldn't even just get him the ball in Cleveland. Like that's all they had to do, was just get it in his hands, and that couldn't even happen. And now we see. I wouldn't say he's a star, but he's showing that he can be a good receiver, make plays, and I don't know what contract he's on, but I imagine he'll get a decent one soon.
Do you believe that he's back to his former Giants self?
Maybe. Probably not.
I wouldn't say that yet. No.
I would have to give it a year. If he's let's say he stays on LA this year or next year, and he has a full offseason. Of course, there's Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp also taking some of the receptions. But we saw with AB how he came in with the Bucks kind of late in the season. And then this following year, he became a really big part of the offense.
Yeah.
And so maybe next in, I don't even know if Odell's going to be on LA
his
next
shirt
year.
off.
Yeah, AB did AB things, but he's probably not back to the Giants for him. But I think he's back to like at least a top 20 maybe receiver. And fuck the Browns because they lost out. Now they need a new one. Now they need a new Odell. But yeah, the Rams, like they just beat the shit out of the Cardinals. Honestly, it was pretty much like James Conner was still on the Steelers because same thing happened. He got a touchdown though. Good for him.
He did get a touchdown, but only 19 yards.
I wanted to mention this too real quick. Kenneth Gainwell had a touchdown for the Eagles in the playoff game. That was running back I was talking about last year. He had a pretty decent year. That's all I'm saying.
Who?
This running back named Kenneth Gainwell. He's on the Eagles, and he got a touchdown. He's like a rookie this year.
Gains yards pretty well.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, the Cardinals just got the shit kicked out of them. Kyler looked honestly really bad, but I mean, you have Aaron Donald, Von Miller.
Pick six.
Yeah, fucking everybody's rushing at you. And then on the Rams side, Stafford looked okay. Odell looked good. Kupp looked good, but Cam Akers fucking snapped for him tearing his ACL in when did he tear his shit? He tore it in like the preseason, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like already back and played once again really well. That's crazy. Dude's a freak. And we've seen ACLs take you out for like a year at minimum. This dude's playing playoff football right now.
Very unfortunate he missed the regular season because again that was a big reason why I had the Rams at my first seed because I think that run game with Akers and with Woods and Kupp, with Stafford, I thought it was gonna be huge, and they still got a run game going with Michelle and Henderson, but yeah, just shout out to the Rams. It's a really great roster, really going for it. I still think even though it's gonna be hard to get over the Packers. But who knows? I feel like they're definitely a contender here in the NFC. I think they're right behind the Packers. And Matt Stafford gets his playoff win. First playoff win.
Shout out to Matt Stafford. It was getting a little spooky near the end of the season, but yeah, he played a fantastic game.
He's been easily the most I'll say that. He has easily been the most underrated quarterback over the last decade. Easy.
I feel like he also throw Ben in there.
Kirk Cousins. Just saying, Kirk is alright.
Kirk is overhated. He might not be able to get you to a Super Bowl, but I feel like he's definitely someone you don't have to move on from. If you don't move on from the guy,
all right.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're moving on with him from you have to get from there, you have to get a top quarterback to actually move on from him. Yeah. But also real quick, I wanted to mention this. Obviously, I don't know if you saw Steven, but me and Brenden were talking about it for a second. Cam Akers fucking ran into Budda Baker hard as fuck, and Budda Baker he had to get taken out, and I feel like there was a bunch of those this year, honestly. Yeah. With people getting stretchered off. Yeah. But Budda Baker's he's okay. He had movement and stuff. But of course, the big story in the moment, Cam Akers fucking plows him, and then he taunts he does the too small, so he's too small to guard him. He did that, and honestly, it looked so bad. Yeah. I can see why people got so upset, and people are still killing him for it, but. It did look immediately once he realized oh shit, this guy's hurt, he immediately stopped that and took a knee and everything, and I don't know, he was getting killed for that, and I think people are kind of lacking the context, because once again it looked if Budda Baker doesn't get concussed and lays there for a while and gets stretchered out, if Budda Baker doesn't get hurt, that run is shown in highlights and shit like that, because it was a Cam, they both went low, Akers went lower, and boom, ran him over. But yeah, that I saw that a bunch when it happened.
So people are just lacking context.
not even context, but like people are just seeing like. I guess it is context because in the context he didn't know he was hurt yet. So like people are seeing him run into him and then do the celebration over his like lifeless body. It looks like, and then
yeah. I honestly I was streaming. I was playing Danganronpa and like I was just like keeping up with the game on my phone. And I just see the pictures. I'm like, oh man, what happened?
Yeah,
here?
like it looks so bad.
As per usual, people taking things out of context.
Super bad.
But I mean, I'm glad to hear that he has his movement back and everything, and he's not, he's doing good.
Yeah, there were a bunch of people stretchered out this year. Yeah. I remember when we played the Seahawks. Like I honestly forget who it was, but there was somebody on the Seahawks who got stretchered out, and like the game was like. It was like delayed for like 15, 20 minutes. I feel like that happened a bunch this year.
Yeah, I'll still never forget the Ryan Shazier.
Yeah.
Were you guys watching that game?
Yeah. I was kind of in like denial about it at first. I was like, okay, he's gonna come back, and then like he never did.
Yeah, like that was it. Yeah. Bro, we were so nice that year too.
Yeah.
That was the Jaguars year, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. But that was so unfortunate. Like imagine we had Shazier now. Like with my God.
With Devin Bush, yeah.
Jeez. Oh, Devin Bush. I feel like Devin Bush made a play. It was in the that was in the Ravens game, wasn't it?
Is that when he intercepted it?
Was that in the Ravens or Chiefs game?
Chiefs. I think he got a pick. Yeah.
Because TJ hit it.
Yeah, TJ hit. He caught it.
Yeah, shout out to Devin Bush because I didn't see anyone mention that. I didn't see anyone fucking be like, "Oh yeah, sorry for talking shit about Bush." You fucking idiots! Mm-hmm. Like, just give him a chance. Like, damn.
That's what Vince Williams was saying on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. It's bullshit, man. Once again, we found a way to tie the Steelers into it. But yeah, that was a wild for weekend.
Shout out to Devin Bush.
Shout out to Devin Bush.
Shout out
to the Rams as well.
He's gonna be really good next year.
I'm gonna name the bush in my front yard Devin now.
Shout out to all the teams that lost.
Facts.
See you next year.
Better luck next year. Only one can go to the dance. More are gonna lose this weekend.
Speaking of that, is it time for?
Is it power ranking time?
Power ranking.
Power
Go Power Rankings.
All right. Power ranking time. Do. Who's 1? Who's 8? Find out next.
At number 1, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Easy choice.
Oh yeah, that's the last time I'm hyping up the Steelers or ever being biased. I tried it, and it didn't work. Because I picked against the Chiefs. I picked the Chiefs in the regular season. It was like, oh yeah, it happens. I was like, maybe I'll do like a split thing. I'll pick the Chiefs in the bracket and the Steelers for the week by week, and they failed.
Don't be superstitious.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna have to beat the Chiefs sometime soon before I really start getting concerned about them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already super concerned, but like just head to head, we have been no problem. Like they have rolled through us. Like I think he might have like his best numbers against us because a mix of like just how good he is and how many games he's played. Like we've played him like 3 or 4 times, and like he's cooked us every time.
Bad.
Tough, but I guess I'll start the power rankings. Right. So at we're going backwards, right? So like from 8
to 1, yeah.
Okay, yeah. At number 8, I have the San Francisco 49ers. Great win against the Cowboys. Solid team. Deebo Samuel's great. Jimmy Garoppolo's missing some throws, but he'll hit them. Brandon Ayuk, or whatever Jimmy called him last week, that was funny as fuck. But Brandon Ayuk is he's super underrated. Solid team, great defense.
What did he call him?
I forget. It was like Brandon. No, he was like Aku or something. I'll have to go back and see.
Oh, that was great.
But yeah, shout out to the 49ers. Beat the Cowboys. Made everyone happy. At number 7, I have the Tennessee Titans. The number 1 seed, have them all the way down at 7 because they're an AFC South team, and that's really that. They did get Derrick Henry back, but I don't know, just with some of the other teams. Besides, there's only one real AFC team that I guess is a debate. But yeah, I have the Titans at 7. At number 6, I have the Bengals right over them, and of course they play this weekend, so we'll see what happens with that. But I just like the Bengals more. I feel like the Bengals actually have a quarterback, and even though AJ Brown is solid, I think Jamar Chase is better.
Disrespect Ryan Tannehill.
They have a quarterback.
If Kirk Cousins is decent, then so is Tannehill.
Kirk Cousins is much better than Tannehill.
I wouldn't say much.
Put Kirk on the Titans, they're better.
I wouldn't say much, but
put Tannehill on the Vikings, they're a top 5 team.
I'll put Kirk. I'll say Kirk is better than Tannehill, but it's not that much of a gap.
Steven, don't. He's on the Vikings, Steven. Kirk is better than Tannehill.
No, he's not.
Okay, you don't think we might have to? You know what? I'm gonna bring that back sometime soon. We're gonna rank each quarterback worst to best, 32-1, just from last season. So like we'll include Ben and have him like last.
But yeah, I just think the Bengals. I like the Bengals more, honestly. That's really it. At number 5, at number 5, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have Tom Brady. They beat the shit out of the Eagles, but honestly, I just think the 4 teams above them are just better overall as a team. But you have Tom Brady. They'll probably be number 1 at the end of the year. At number 4, I have the Buffalo Bills. Great showing against the Patriots. Game wasn't really close. They were kind of shaky at the beginning of the year, but they were able to buckle down, and now they look like the Bills that we thought we would see, before the season started. Number 3, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. And I actually lied. I don't have the Kansas City Chiefs there. At number 3, I have the LA Rams. Beat the I don't know why I said that. The Rams destroyed the Cardinals, and obviously they're going all out. They have fucking every player ever. They even have Eric Weddle. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Eric Weddle is like
I did. That was crazy. Weedle.
They said he hadn't played like a game in like 750 some days or something like that.
Yeah, because Antonio Brown fucking broke his neck when he stiff armed him in the end zone. Fuck Eric Weddle. Once a Raven, always Raven. But yeah, the Rams, they're going all out.
He was once a Charger, and he was on my Madden team. So
gosh,
not too
he's
much
good.
slander.
He's 37.
Yeah. He was good, man. And he's starting, so I don't know if that's out of need or what. But yeah, shout out to the Rams. We talked about the Rams enough. Mm-hmm. Number 2, now I have the Chiefs. It's the Chiefs. They beat the shit out of us. They were using backyard football plays against us and like gaining positive yards. Knock on wood for the Chiefs' sake, but McCole Hardman looked really good. Tyreek Hill looked good. Like they weren't dropping the ball. Mahomes, wasn't really, besides the tip pass, but Watt's just that good. Like besides that, Mahomes looked really solid, and the running game looks really solid too. I forget who were they using against us. It wasn't Damian Williams, was it?
Jerick McKinnon.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just an us thing or what, but. He looked fucking great against us, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I got the Chiefs. And then at number 1, I have the Green Bay Packers. I really, honestly, like, for Aaron Rodgers' sake, and because I've been picking the Packers for, like, now the past 2 years, like, please don't pull the Cowboys and just lose. Please don't. Please don't do this in this next
year. I'm actually going to be sad if that happens.
And the NFC Championship, if you want to lose, whatever, you're used to that. But don't lose before. But I mean, they have a solid defense, and then they have Aaron Rodgers, who's probably going to win the MVP. Devontae Adams, who's solidified himself as the best receiver in the league. Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon, solid running attack. That's another team that succeeds with that. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon both had 1,000 yards this year. Yeah, it's the Packers, man. They're a great team, and like the Titans, they had a bye, and so we didn't really get to see them. And I've had them at number 1 all year, so I'm gonna stick with it.
All right, I'll go next.
I even waited just a little bit too. And there was silence, and then I was like, "Oh, I guess."
All right, at number 8, I have the San Francisco 49ers. They beat the Cowboys. Sorry, I don't know where I was going with there. Just, random letters spewing out of my mouth. God, jeez, I don't know what's wrong with me. Yeah, they put up a performance. Cowboy. God, gee, I don't know what's happening. The Cowboys. They were making a little bit of a push at the end there, and the 49ers ended up coming on top, and I don't know. I still think out of the 8 teams remaining, though, they are the worst, but they're a good team, and like I said, they beat the Cowboys. All right, at number 7, I have the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm not high on this team, even though they did just beat the Raiders. It was a close game. They did beat their curse of a 30 or 32 year playoff drought. Like I told Isaiah earlier, I'll concede they did surpass expectations. They are a decent team, but I don't know. I'm still not, just like the Cowboys. I'm not high on this team, and honestly, I'm not high on the 49ers either. I haven't been ever after the Super Bowl. So, that's why they're the bottom of my power rankings. At number 6, I have the Tennessee Titans. I don't know. They're a weird one. It still amazes me how they got the number 1 seed. They are a good team, but I don't know. There's just there's something about the Tennessee Titans that they're not really logical. I guess it's gut feeling. There's just like
the AFC South.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Probably plays Isaiah's favorite division. Probably plays a part in it. So, I don't know. I don't really have much to say about them. They just have to wait and see. I want to see what they look like against the Bengals. And at number 5, this may come as a shock because I still have them in my Super Bowl prediction, is the Buffalo Bills. They beat the Patriots soundly, really good. And it's a division rival. It's their 3rd time playing them this season. But I don't know. I just the top 5 teams. It's hard to rank them. The 3 teams I just listed are, I think it's pretty safe to put them at the bottom 3. But the next 5 teams they're pretty hard to rank. So for me, I just have the Bills at number 5. At number 4, I have the Rams, who they just beat their divisional opponent, the Cardinals, officially writing the nail in the coffin for the Cardinals becoming the Steelers 2020-21 2.0, which was unfortunate because I was pretty high on the Cardinals all season. I thought they were looking pretty good. They were playing well for the most part without their 2 guys, but then they lost D-Hop, I think, for a second time, and it just kind of went downhill. So, but the Rams are a good team, so they're number 4. And number 3, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. Steamrolled through the Pittsburgh Steelers, just absolutely gave them a beating. Not a surprise, though. The Chiefs are a really good team. Pat Mahomes doing Pat Mahomes thing. Defense is looking good. Steve Spagnuolo, he turned that defense around from like a third of the season, a third of the way into the season. He turned that around. So kudos to them, man. They're looking more and more like they've been looking like the Chiefs, and they keep on tacking onto it. And at number 2, I have the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers, they had their bye week, so they didn't play this week. Not really much to say about them. They speak for themselves. They're people who have them at number 1. I'm not going to argue with them, because I think at that point it just comes down to semantics and just gut and just how you feel personally about teams. So, but Packers, really, really solid team. Just that offense, the defense, everything. Just Aaron Rodgers at 38 years old, still killing it. Not much to say. And at number 1, I have the Bucs. I think the Bucs are the best team in the league. I really do. Granted, I know they just played the Eagles, and the Eagles aren't a good team. It was a surprise that they made it in the playoffs just as much as the Steelers. But I'm really high on the Bucs. I really think they're impressive, and Tom Brady, man, he's I know we're all sick of him, including me, but I mean he's leading that charge. So You know, with their AB with the AB stunt, and they've been dealing with injuries as well. Even though they have a really good depth chart, really good roster, they've had to overcome some things this season, and I think the Bucks are, in my opinion, I don't think they're discussed enough. I really don't. I know people who drool over Brady, the opposite. I know people who are sick of hearing about Brady, including myself, are probably like, "Oh no, please don't talk about him because of Brady." But I don't know. I really like the Bucks, so they're my number one.
All right. Now that the Mickey Mousery is out of the way, I'm kidding.
Our listener, Mickey Mouse?
Okay.
Crazy.
I'm kidding.
I just say real quick, stop calling the Cardinals the 2020 stuff. I'm sick of that shit. Leave us alone.
Yeah.
We didn't flop like that.
Yeah.
They're actually they were actually good.
We went 11-0. They only went 7-0.
We were a Mickey Mouse 11-0. They were a better 7-0 than we were 11-0. But whatever. They're their own team. They're their own identities. Stop looping us into that. We got our own problems.
But now my list is actually very similar to both of theirs. But some differences. At 8, I also have the 49ers. I do think they are the weakest team left. It's when Jimmy Garoppolo is prone to throwing picks and making mistakes, it can really turn the tide. But if they get a run game going,
Kirk is better than Jimmy G.
Yo, you're really dying on this.
Kirk is better than Jimmy G. I'm just thinking about quarterbacks, since we brought it up. But Kirk is better than Jimmy G.
I don't know where I'd put them, but I would put them very similar. I always put them side by side. I think they're very similar tier of quarterback, where they are good enough to win you games, but they might not be that guy to take you to the Super Bowl. And it's someone that you can have and should stick to, unless you want to get someone like Trey Lance, or just some like Aaron Rodgers becomes available or something. So yeah, move on if there's that other tier of quarterback, but they're like I'd say an A tier quarterback. But yeah, they Deebo Samuel, at Brandon Ayuk, underrated receivers, I think, and a good defense. They definitely deserve to be here, but they're just maybe not as flashy as these other teams. And number 7, I have the Cincinnati Bengals. Really, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have been insane. However, I am worried that about their O-line and defense, because it's really, both of those are not supposed to be all that. So I'm worried that that is going to come back and bite them and catch up to reality here in a little bit. But Joe Burrow and other offense, like Joe Mixon, JoJo, call it JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And they also got, wide receivers. T. Higgins is still really good. And Tyler Boyd, Pittman, still big on him. So I wouldn't count out the Bengals, but yeah, I think they are a weaker, not to entirely quote Colin Cowherd, because I don't like to do that, but they are, I guess, a weaker roster on in the NFL playoffs. But they're still pretty good. At 6, I have the Tennessee Titans. They haven't played yet. It just, again, like Steven said, it's a gut feeling. I've never been high on the Titans, even though they're the first seed. But with all the injuries and Derrick Henry coming back, yeah, and Mike Vrabel is a really good coach. It seems like this is a big battle for Coach of the Year, I think. Mike Vrabel versus Zach Taylor, Titans and Bengals. But I don't know, I just can't be that high on them yet, because these next 5 teams are insane, and I had trouble ranking them. But 5, I have the Buccaneers. The reason being is they did beat the Eagles. It wasn't a close game. 31-15 isn't a close game. But they were expected to get smoked, like the Steelers and the Patriots did. And they did. I don't know. I just, even though it's still like a 3-score game, I don't know. I expected them to drop 40. And like there's just something that's like, I know we say this every year with Brady, but there's just something, probably the injuries, that's not there for me this year for the Bucs. And maybe that's just me seeing these other teams in the NFC, like, oh, like, like, it'd be nice to see them other than the Bucs again. But, I don't know. Number 4, I have the LA Rams. Really good team. Just, gotta worry about Stafford throwing picks and, solid team. I have nothing else to say there. Number 3, I'm not sure. I might be the highest on this team. I have the Buffalo Bills. I almost put them higher too, but them squishing the Patriots like they did. Like, I feel like that defense was still pretty good. We got Bill Belichick. Like, I don't know, the Bills. I guess multiple Bills is better than one if you think about it. But the team of the Buffalo Bills, I believe, is a really good one here. And like their battle against the Chiefs is going to be good. And number 2, I have the Kansas City Chiefs, very top team as well. And then at 1, I also have the Packers. Even though they didn't play, I just think they're the best favorited team to win the Super Bowl here.
Well, alrighty. Those were our power rankings. That's how Chris Berman sounds. Whoop.
It's too bad Steven doesn't listen to me.
Why?
Because you were on your phone the entire time I was giving my power rankings. I was
listening to you.
No, you weren't. Rehearse my power rankings.
Rehearse your power rankings. You had the Bucs at 5.
Oh, yeah, the Bucs at 5.
He heard then and started tuning out. Like, oh, this guy doesn't love Brady like I do? Okay.
Oh, yeah, even though I literally said I can't stand him.
All right, now for the games. We're running low on games.
4, yeah. We're only 4 games, and it's going to go to 2 and then 1. But for now, what's up, YouTube? It's Onion Bomb here on Ascent Sports, and welcome back to our NFL playoff predictions. We are down Jimmy today. I have his picks, though. I am being... Oh, wait, Jimmy's power rankings.
Oh, shit. I thought that as soon as he said Jimmy.
Do you have his power rankings?
I do believe I do. Let me...
Probably has the Dolphins on there. I'm going to try to guess it. I'm going to go 49ers. I'm going to go 49ers, Titans, Bengals. Hold on. I got to look at the teams.
He might have the Dallas Cowboys on there.
I'm weak. Yeah, it goes 49ers, Titans, Bengals. I'm going to say it's either Bills or Bucks. It's one of them. Fuck it. I'm going to say the Bucks. And then I'm going to say this nigga loves Stephon Diggs. I'm going to say the Rams, then Bills, then Packers, then Chiefs.
These are actually wild. Okay.
Are they?
He said ranking best to worst. Okay, so at number 8, he has the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Jesus Christ! Why did I even go on? You could have just stopped me.
At number 7, he has the Titans or the Titians. He put an extra I in there.
I think he did it on purpose.
And then number 6 is the 49ers. 5, he has the Chiefs.
Jesus.
4, he has the Bengals.
very high on the Bengals.
3, he has the Bills. 2, he has the Packers. And his best team, he has the Rams.
All right, Jimmy.
The minute you had the Bucks at 8.
Yeah, I was
of course, we think the Bucks are better than 8, but as of now, like, it is 8 playoff teams. They're all, good in their own ways.
he has the Bengals.
Like him having the Rams at 1 isn't crazy to me.
That's not crazy, but 4 spots above
crazy,
the Bucks are
the Rams at 1.
The Bengals.
Yeah, well,
I don't think it's crazy.
I think that's crazy, and I think the Bengals at 4 is crazy.
Chiefs are low too, kinda.
What was the Chiefs at 6?
5.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then
That's
Bucks
pretty
at
low.
8.
Yeah.
I feel like that's crazier than Rams being at 1.
Definitely. Steven.
Because 4 other teams.
I don't know, man.
Bucks.
Where do you have the Rams?
Bucks, Rams.
I had the Rams.
Packers.
Where did I have the Rams? 4? 5?
That would mean you'd have to put like. Oh, well,
Yeah, I had the Rams at 4. Yeah.
It comes down to the Bills, I guess, because.
Where's he have the Bills at?
3.
Okay. His 1 and 8 are crazy to me. His 1, 8, and 4. Those are crazy to me.
You don't think it's crazy that the Chiefs are only at 5?
That's what I'm saying. Compared to the Rams being
low.
at 1 with a fucking all-star roster.
It's a low, but I don't know if I'd say it's crazy. Like, I only have I have the Chiefs at 3.
I think only the Packers and who's the other team? The Packers and the Rams. Yeah, I think the Packers and Rams are like the only teams that are definitively better. Like even the Bucks. If the Bucks weren't injured as fuck, I would think about that more. But I just think right now the Chiefs being at 5 is nuts. Because like that means like you have the Bills over them, or like the Bengals, Titans, or 49ers.
I mean, I have the Bucks and the Packers over the Chiefs.
I'll give you the Packers, but I don't think the Bucks. But
I
they did beat them in the Super Bowl, so.
And I have the Rams just right underneath the Chiefs.
I think having the Bills, Bengals, Titans, or 49ers over them is crazy. But this is Jimmy's list, so.
It's Jimmy.
All right.
Now.
What's up, YouTube? It's Onion Bomb here on Ascent Sports, and welcome back to our NFL playoff predictions. We are down Jimmy today, but I am being joined by Steven and Isaiah, and we got the Bull and Madden on deck, and we are going to predict the NFL divisional games. Only 4 games coming down to it, because after that it's only going to be 2 and then 1. But yes, let's first take a look and see what happened at the wild card rankings prediction. Doing the best is Isaiah and Jimmy, both going 5 and 1. Then Steven.
I wonder what that game was.
Steven, the Bull, and Madden all went 4 and 2, and because I'm a clown, I went 3 and 3. Yeah, we talk. That's first playoff round, so that's our overalls as well. Honestly, like I said, this is all just its own little thing, bonus. It only really comes down to it when there's a tiebreaker. Let us know if you want us to extend our season to the playoffs. I like it how we're doing, but if the crowd of 6 people get
Isaiah wins. Now we gotta change. We gotta extend. We gotta add a week 19.
We extend like the NFL. I mean, to be fair, you still be in the lead. You and Jimmy did tie, and you're still the best.
You gotta change the rules.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
All right, but we can get right into this. It's gonna be a shorter, but yeah, let's go. First up, we have a first AFC matchup. We have the Bengals at the Titans. Again, I mentioned this is a big, This is the Coach of the Year Bowl. Zach Taylor, Mike McCarthy. Mike Vrabel. I'm sorry. No, yeah, ain't no way. But Mike Vrabel.
I do not know the bodies in the water.
You do not. I'm going with the Titans. I think Derrick Henry's gonna come back and just explode because he's gotta have this like pent up energy and urge to just run all over men. Because I said that weird. But
there was an aggressive tone.
He was leading the NFL in rushing yards for 3 or 4 weeks after being injured by the year with Jonathan Taylor going off. So just at the very end he got taken out of the top 5. He could have had an insane year. So I think he's gonna want vengeance for that. Also, I think Tannehill and the squad of A.J. Brown and Julio Jones can get it done, and Mike Vrabel can rally the defense against Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Though I think they do get some work done, I think ultimately the Titans win a pretty close game.
I as well have the Titans. I think the Titans... I don't know. I just think the Titans are better than the Bengals. Like Brenden just got done talking about Derrick Henry, he's coming back. It wouldn't surprise me that he puts up a bunch of numbers. Helps the Titans to secure that W. I have the Tennessee Titans beating the Cincinnati Bengals.
I'm going to take the Bengals. I'm going to die on the hill. Fuck it. Been high on them all year. Well, since week 3 or 4. But if they lose, then they lost the number 1 seed in the second round of the playoffs. And for the Bengals, that's a W in itself. So I already won.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
What are you talking about?
That's a W for us.
They haven't won a playoff game since before texting. You don't think that's a W?
They're honest. They're the latest team in the playoffs right now.
I feel
they have no expectations.
I feel like Steven doesn't. He doesn't understand what it's like not to have expectations. I know you're a Steelers fan like all of us, and of course if we lost in the second round, that's an L nowadays. But
for us now,
that might be it. But for the Bengals, it's not super. They ain't going thinking Super Bowl or bust. They have Joe Burrow because just 2 years ago they had the first pick in the draft.
The Bengals are a game away from a conference championship. Right there, if that's if they
Cincinnati
haven't exceeded
Bengals
by that, come on, they're playing with house money right now. They're chilling. So win or lose, they already won.
They went 5 or 6 wins last season. How will you not think this is a W for them? I get it. It's hard to take bias out of the equation as a Steelers fan, but come on, man. We have jobs. I'm saying this after what I did last week, but we have jobs to be unbiased.
I don't know, whatever. I'm gonna die on the hill for the playoff game, but if they lose, then whatever. Cool, it's the Bengals.
Yeah, already a W.
Fuck, I'm gonna take them. Yeah, already a W. They've already won their Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
They got a home playoff game and won it.
The Cincinnati Bengals. Jimmy is going with the Bengals as well. The Bull, however, is going to take the Titans. Madden's going to have us a 3-3 split, and they're going to take the Bengals. And their score, 31-10.
Just you watch, Isaiah. When the Bengals don't win the Super Bowl, I'll show you. I was right. So I'll give you the Cowboys one, but yeah, Steven's been necking the Bengals all year with this because he keeps backtracking.
Backtracking?
Yeah, because you keep moving the goalposts back and back and back.
The Bengals and the Cowboys and the Browns.
If they win this, I'll be a bitch. I'll just switch.
That's crazy.
I mean, screw it.
Traitor.
Tyler Boyd's already down there.
Super gremlin.
Bengals, Browns, Cowboys.
And I know this is coming. If they fail next year, that doesn't mean they're frauds this year.
I'm waiting. I'm holding. Just like I bit my tongue half the season with the Cowboys.
But that's different, though. There's different expectations from that. Next year, they're going to have the expectations. So if they fail, then yeah, they're going to be frauds. They'll be frauds next year. They're not frauds. It's too late. It's too late.
Yeah, I told you when the Bengals won that playoff game last year, I knew that this year they would stink.
What if they do win the Super Bowl?
Wouldn't that be a bitch?
I'll quit.
And they won the division too. Like fuck.
Alright,
I'll just walk out and never be on a YouTube video again.
There's only 4 games, and this is somehow still gonna be a 20-minute recording. Next up is I'm going like chronologically, like when they're gonna air. These are Saturday games. We have NFC matchup. We have the 49ers at the Packers. I keep saying this Packers team cannot be one and done. They have to at least get a playoff game. Like, at least. Like, I don't know that they might have some NFC championship curse, but this Packers team has to at least make it there. 49ers already exceeded a lot of people's expectations, it seems, by upsetting the Cowboys. So, yeah, I'm going with the Packers. Gotta get it done.
Yeah, Packers.
I'm going to take the Packers as well. But they have been known to have trouble with the 49ers in the playoffs. Yeah. Colin Kaepernick era, and then Jimmy G's year when they went to the Super Bowl, they beat them. So, we'll see. But I got the Packers.
Jimmy's going to take the 49ers. The Bull is going to take the Packers. Madden is going to take the Packers as well in a close one, 33-30.
Save me from this nothing I've become.
Wake me up,
wake me up and I can't wake up and save me. Save me from these cigarettes I've been smoking. Yeah.
Jimmy smokes cigs.
Alright, next up, we have the Buccaneers at the Rams, the second NFC divisional matchup. I'm going with the Rams here. I'm high on the Rams and the Bucks, and it's Rams at Buccaneers, so I misspoke there. But, yeah, I'm still going Rams. I think they have a better team.
I'm going Bucks.
I'm going to take the Rams. I think if the Bucks win this game, they'll probably win the Super Bowl. But I just think the Rams are the better team. Fuck Tom Brady, honestly.
Jimmy is going with the Rams as well. The Bull is going with the Buccaneers. And Madden is going with the Buccaneers as well. So Steven gets the objects. Their score, 32-27.
30 to what? You said 32.
32.
What?
No, numerical 2. Not alphabetical. Alright, last NFC or AFC matchup as well. Probably the best game here. We have the Bills at the Chiefs. And I'm going with the Bills to beat the Chiefs.
I'm following suit. I'm going Bills, baby.
I'm going to take the Chiefs.
Loser.
Zaya opportunity because Jimmy's going with Jimmy's going with the Bills. The Bulls going with the Chiefs. And Madden is going with the Chiefs as well. Ooh, they have it big. 37-13.
Now Isaiah gets the object.
Thanks. Alright, well that's going to do it. That's all the games we have. No bye weeks or such. Coming down to an NFL season. Hard to think about. Just enjoy it. After this, though, we have maybe some off-season stuff to not only discuss through the Ascent Sports Show, but little things to do. Of course, mock draft season's coming as well. That's always exciting. And maybe other things, special videos as well. So stay tuned for all that. And also stay tuned for our conference championship predictions. So let's see, what do I have? I have Titans Bills. Bowl looks like it has Titans Chiefs. I have Packers Rams. Bowl has Packers Bucks, and Madden for this particular thing. I know we did different brackets. Madden has Bangles Chiefs and Packers Bucks.
I think I took the Titans originally in my bracket over the Bengals, but I had the Bengals moving on, so I switched. But
swapping.
Oh, I think the same thing too with this Buccaneers matchup, but I just think the Rams looked much better than previously.
And I don't know, the Rams, like, they seem to are going all out this year. Not that the Bucks aren't, but they already won one, and it's all they have Brady. They're always gonna be in contention until he retires. So I don't know.
When he retires in 60 years.
Yeah, I saw a post that said, my grandfather had Terry Bradshaw. My dad had I think Joe Montana or someone. I had Tom Brady. My son also has Tom Brady.
Brady. If Brady wins another Super Bowl, he'll probably be the QB of the 20s too.
Yeah.
Unless someone just spazzes out, he'll have two already.
So we'll see. Alright, that's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like or dislike, subscribe or don't subscribe. You know it's always up to you. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Watch of us. Goodbye.
I have a dream. That's all I need.
Anything else in the Ascent Sports Show? Or are we closing that off too?
I think we're closing it off.
Alright.
Well, hit us with the outro.
Yeah, hit us with the outro. Since I hit us with the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit the like button, you subscribe, comment. Let us know what you want us to discuss about in the next episode. If you want us to continue ranting about how the Steelers suck and how we can rebound our organization, bring it back to the prime time days, 2070s, even the Ben A.B. era. Let us know. Let us know what your favorite teams are. Let us know which teams we need to talk about more. All right? And what other sports we need to talk about, like curling. I think we should start talking about curling.
We have to do better in every department but talking about the Steelers, to be honest.
Yeah.
We should find one of those sports and just focus on it. And try to be the media for it.
We should. Something that doesn't get covered at all.
Underwater polo.
Something like that.
Johnny probably wants us to cover chess.
Chess.
Good do chess. So, anyways, that's going to do it for the Ascent Sports Show, better known as ASS. If you enjoyed, like I said, you know the drill. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Good night. And goodbye.
Now that the Mickey Mousery's out of the way, alright guys, that's gonna do it for us. Thank you guys so much.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. He's like